Well, today's day one of season 4. We're hooking up. We're going to stop at home, pick up some supplies and load up, and then we're heading west.
So we are at our first boondocking spot on our way west for our season 4, and what a lovely place we are at. We are in just outside of Council Bluffs, Iowa, and this is called
Dittmer's Orchard and Vineyard.
And that's the orchard out there. It's where they've got apples, and we can go and see each kind. There's Golden Cross, all kinds of stuff.
We'll go look and see.
We'll go look and see. But nobody's here because we're after hours, which is fabulous.
We had to arrive after basically at closing time or after, because otherwise the parking lot would be too full. But
and now it's empty and it's just us, and we love it.
Got the place to ourselves.
They got beautiful flowers here, and it's peaceful, and it's about 89 degrees, but it's really low humidity. So we'll show you this place. I think it's going to be a great place to spend the night. Shut the gate or catch the goat. Well, you're kind of a little woolly mammoth. What do you
I like
say?
the little ramps to get up there.
What do you say?
That one. Don't you know about my basketball career in college, high school?
No. How was it?
There wasn't at all.
Oh. All right. I believe in you. You can do it.
Second try. Second try.
You rock.
Well, we're heading for the mountains today.
Yes, we are.
You can't tell by the terrain that we're in. It's very flat in Nebraska yet, but this afternoon we'll be in Estes Park.
Estes Park, Colorado, which is the home of
Rocky Mountain National Park.
which we're going to do what?
Well, we're going to spend 5 or 6 days there.
And then what are we going to do the night of the first day?
Scratch off our poster.
Yep. So yep, we are on our 4th season, and our first major stop is Rocky Mountain National Park, which we just discussed. We're gonna do some hiking and exploring.
Yep. This is our 3rd travel day.
Yes.
In a row. Kind of think that that's the limit. 2 would even be better.
Very tiring to drive straight days.
Right.
So we'll share with you what we discover at Rocky Mountain National Park.
Yep.
And then on to the other adventures.
Exactly.
We're here at our campground.
Yep.
And we're in a little outside of Estes Park, Colorado. And we got all set up here. I want to show you something. Check it out. There's a bull elk.
Great big one.
Great big one. He's down there chomping. They told us we couldn't ride him. That's really disappointing. Day 2 in Rocky Mountain National Park.
Yes, day one was a good success. Beautiful sunshine out, but quite windy. We went into Bear Lake, which was a little bit of a bust because we weren't able to really get to Bear Lake because the parking lot was full at 9 o'clock when we got there.
Right. Plus, we sat in line. It wasn't too long. We probably sat in line just to get through the gate for, I don't know, 10 minutes or something.
Something like that at 8:45.
Yeah. And we had a timed entry.
Yes.
So, bottom line is, you have to have time entry to go into Rocky Mountain National Park, and there's some kind of confusing rules about during what times and whatnot. But it was very busy in the park yesterday. Lots of people, but it's absolutely beautiful.
So the one thing that we did get to see at Bear Lake was we got to see the elk.
This is rutting season.
Yeah, it's rutting season, so the males are rounding up their harems of females to have the breeding rates there, I guess. But we got to see a nice pack of females with a very big bull there guarding them. That was quite nice. So we did drive up Trail Ridge Road all the way to the top of the pass where the Alpine Visitor Center is.
And I guess it gets as high as 12,800 feet right around the visitor center. Holy moly.
Holy moly, what?
We just went up the what? Is the name of this trail?
I don't know if it's probably got a name. It's basically it's the Alpine Visitor Center. There's a trail up to a little peak right next door. That's a little bit of a climb.
And there's a little sign that says it's called Huffer's Trail. It's really not that much of a climb or that far, but the elevation is so high that
It said at the top
12,000.5 feet.
Yeah.
So it's just that you get really light. I got a little lightheaded, and it's hard to breathe.
Yeah.
But we're getting acclimated. But there you have it, Alpine Visitor Center.
Yes.
Little hike. The other thing that we did, which was kind of fun, was we did the Old Fall Lake Road, which is apparently the original road you take to get up to the top before they made this new one. And it's 9 miles of gravel, a very windy, very narrow.
Somewhat bumpy at times.
Bumpy, yes, and steep drop-offs on the sides and then cliffs on the other.
Well, we've made it to Bear Lake finally.
Yes, it's a popular trail.
We came the other morning. Maybe around 8:15 or 9? I don't know, something
I
in that
think
range.
closer to 9, yeah.
And drove up here. We could not get a spot in the parking lot. Didn't want to take the bus because it was pretty cool that morning. So we came back today and we drove up here and we were able to get a spot in the parking lot.
But this is absolutely beautiful. You have to flip around and show. This is Bear Lake. Not a very big one, but fall colors are popping. This is Nymph Lake.
Nymph Lake, first
stop.
lake of 3 if we make it all the way. Nice and cool in the shade.
Very nice. It's just beautiful.
Yeah.
So here's what I would say. Take my sunglasses off. So far, this hike, this is a Nymph Lake, Dream Lake, Emerald Lake. If we go all the way to Emerald Lake, it's like 4 miles round trip. So far, I would say it's a easy hike in that the terrain is basically flat, pressed gravel. There's a few rocks. There's even asphalt along the way. So it's not like you're scrambling over roots and big boulders and stuff. I would call it more moderate because it's a steady climb the whole way.
You're starting at over 9,000 feet.
Yes.
And so if you're trying to do this on day one, that could be hard.
And even on day 4 or 5, you know, it's a little tougher. With this, I think they said the elevation gain on this hike is 600 feet.
I think so, yeah.
So
It's like a 60-story building.
yeah. So it's the terrain is easy. The elevation might be more challenging for people, but it's beautiful. And as you can hear, lots of people here. It's our favorite thing.
Onward and upward.
Yes.
How's it going?
Good.
There's some young lady, looks like she's half our age, sucking on oxygen on the way up, trying to beat us. She's not doing too good.
We've leapfrog over her several times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with that, we better keep going so she doesn't catch us.
Right.
So we got Dream Lake.
We did Nymph Lake. This is Dream Lake.
And now we're looking for Emerald Lake.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be about half a mile further.
So onward and upward.
Yep. I'd say this is the prettiest setting so far.
Very nice, yes.
This is Emerald Lake, and it is stunning. And we got some ladies down here who actually are putting their feet in the water. Brave souls. Not me.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
I'm tired. It was very beautiful.
Yeah. It's not what I would call an easy trail, but it's doable for most anybody. And I was surprised at some of the people we saw hiking up and down that trail. So people of all fitness levels are doing it. What you doing?
So it's scratch off time, Rocky Mountain National Park. We've got our park brochure here. I have my shirt on, my Rocky Mountain National Park shirt. And it's time to do the scratch off.
Okay.
So here we go. And I recognize that. Do you recognize that?
That's
the view that we had from Emerald Lake.
Oh, that's right.
And Dream Lake.
That's right.
So all of the trails seem to be pretty well marked. We're going to go to Alberta Falls today.
One of the pro tips that the ranger gave us yesterday was it's about however long it is.
We'll figure that out.
We'll figure that out. But it's all downhill, which is great. And so you can walk from Bear Lake
to Alberta Falls.
Downhill the whole way.
Then you go down to then you go down to the Glacier Basin bus stop.
Yeah.
And you can ride the bus back up here, or you can ride it back to wherever you're going, like the park and ride where we came from.
This old Fall Lake Road, which we drove up earlier and you saw, is closed because it snowed.
Up high.
And while it looks dry here, whatever, it's closed to cars. So we decided to hike up this road to a falls.
Chasm Falls.
And the cool thing is, number one, super easy trail. I mean, it's a road.
Yeah.
And second of all, nobody's here.
Yeah. So we should have it to ourselves, hopefully.
Yeah. So that we like that.
My legs are still tired from my run up to Bear Lake or to Dream Lake, and also up over the top of the ridge yesterday.
Yeah, he did some photography. I stayed home and was comfy. But anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing what we're going to see. But also, I love that this is going to be probably the only time in this park that we'll have the place to ourselves.
Yeah.
And we always like that. So we'll show you what we find when we get there.
Okay, now you get your excuse for a rest.
Yes, it's true. If you see more of these, it's because I'm tired.
We made it to Chasm Falls. So we'll have a look around.
We'll have a teddy bear picnic.
Yes. My biggest fear hiking up here
was when we were halfway up that they would open up the road. And
Oh,
it'd be packed with cars by the time we got here.
oh, I hadn't thought of that.
So, fortunately, no, not yet at least.
Yeah,
You can see some tracks in the road, or maybe they're driving down, checking things out. But
yeah.
otherwise, we're good.
All right, we'll show you Fat Chasm Falls. So this is mid-September in the Rockies, and this is supposed to be peak color season.
And peak colors in the Rockies is primarily aspens, so it's a lot of yellow. You don't have the vibrant oranges and reds and things like you do in the Midwest or out east. So it's a little different, but you've got the yellow colors mixed in with the spruce trees and things like that.
It's really cool to see those bright pops of yellow in the midst of the greens. Rocky Mountain National Park is one of the gems of the national park system. With its breathtaking scenery, abundant wildlife, and fresh mountain air, this is a national park you do not want to miss. Join us next time as we explore our second national park on this trip, the Great Sand Dunes.